Hi everyone, this is the presentation of TeamC. I'm glad to introduce our team members first. I'm Sam Yang, the first one to make a brief introduction of our outline and clarify an interesting theory of physiological about employees' needs which is directly related to employees' performance. The next one to speak is Jonathan. He will make a complete introduction and analyze the company's data to discover the drivers for employee performance. Then Anne and Kui will illustrate the characteristic of the model and the meaning of factors and how it impacts employee performance. Lastly, Jian Tangao will give the conclusion and the recommendation about our model. The problem how to improve job performance always bothers many companies. I think the best way to improve job performance is to satisfy employees' needs. The more employee is self-fulfilled, the better job performance should be. I want to introduce a famous theory called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which puts forward that people are motivated by the five categories of needs: physiological, safety, love, esteem, and self-actualization. We can also classify the factors about job performance into five categories and find out whether it is coincident to the theory. In the theory, higher needs in the hierarchy begin to emerge when people feel that they have sufficiently satisfied the previous need. I can easily predict that the factors with high level of needs will be highly related to the job performance.
Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan and I'll tell you about our first approach to data. It's necessary to say that our data comes from an energy company located in the USA that has implemented a pilot program to work remotely. There is evidence suggesting that performance has increased. Our purpose is to find the drivers that leads to better employee performance. I'll present you a testimony of one of the employees looking to enter to this program.
Woohoo! 4 more pounds and my dream comes true. Working at home.
Here's your lemonade, and here's your beer. Ooh, you're such a vigorous young go-getter. When's your next coffee break?
Anytime I want. Boom!
No.
Hey, Flanders. Bad day at the rat races?
Yeah, a crazy guy shot a bunch of people and the subway ran over my hat.
Yeah.
Hey, Lise, come look at this. Neat.
With this in mind, we have analyzed the records of over 500 people distributed equally between women and men, who have in average a score of 0.72. The organization has a typical structure with almost half of the employees in level 2 to 4, and with a decreasing number of employees as the responsibility level increases. When we analyze the last evaluation scores, we can see that there is not as much variation unless we start playing with different segments of the company employees. For example, when we only select males or females. Same thing happens when we select only employees with a certain pay rate level. We can see that there is more variation than when we treat all the employees as one sole entity. As we can perceive, there are so many scenarios, so we need to use a more sophisticated set of tools. But don't worry, we won't boring you with technical details. The first thing to do is to evaluate which factors are strongly related, so we create a table that summarizes all this information. But what represents those numbers and colors? It's easy. As more intense the color, stronger the relationship between both factors, while the color represents the direction of the linkage. The red colors mean a negative association, while the blue a positive one. After careful consideration, we decided that only 3 of 26 factors are enough to explain the score that the employer receives: percentage of time working remotely, employee satisfaction about working remotely, and the employee engagement with the company. The graphics represents how each one of those factors increase, the evaluation employee increases as well. Anne and Quinn will explain you in detail our discoveries.
Hi everyone, my name is Anne. In the next 2 minutes, I will present our formula to predict job performance and the relationship between performance and some key factors that impact it. Here is our formula. After analyzing information from more than 500 employees in a variety of positions and levels, we have come up with a formula that predicts job performance. We have picked the three most significant factors that we predict it contribute to the productivity of employees. They are the percentage of the employees' work that is done remotely, the satisfaction of the remote work, and how much they feel with being engaged with company activities. There are some measures to check the accuracy of the prediction. First, you can see this number, 0.95. In this case, we can say that 95% of the variation prediction already covers almost factors that have significantly affect job performance. Second, you can see this number, 0.036. The closer this number is to zero, the more correct our prediction is. It shows how different the actual value is from the predicted value. In our formula, this number is quite small, so there's a higher chance that our prediction is correct. Regarding the first factor, that's the percentage of employees' work that is done remotely. It's directly proportional to job performance, which means the more work they do remotely, the better they perform. In this case, if the percentage of work that is done remotely is increased by 1%, then on average, we predict the job performance to increase by 0.4%. For the second and the third factor, I will pass it to Quinn to explain it further.
Hi guys, my name is Gwen and I'm going to explain the two factors affecting directly to the employee performance in the company. They are satisfaction level and the engagement level. So the second factor taken into account when analyzing the employee performance is the satisfaction level. We all know that the satisfaction level has important influence on how the employee works. Usually, the more satisfied the employee feels, the more productive that the employee performs. Look at the results, we can hence our conclusion with real data that if an employee increases one score in his or her working satisfaction level, then his or her performance will be increased around 1.5%. So same as the last factor affecting the change of the employee performance, which is the engagement level of the employee. When employees engage much in the company's activities and work, they will feel being a significant part of the working community, so it may increases their job performance. Based on the data results that we have found out that the data points out that if an employee has one score of his or her engagement in work increased, then his or her performance level will be increased around 30%. So after explaining three factors affecting the job performance, we can now look at an example to see how these factors are going to make changes to the final result of the working performance. So based on the formula that we have introduced at first, if the employee spends 60% of the time working remotely, the score of 3 in satisfaction level and the score of 4 in engagement level, then the evaluation of their performance will be 0.83. Then if we increase the percentage of time working remotely to 80%, then the result will be increased to 0.91.
Hello everyone, my name is Jian Tang, and my part is the recommendation. I had divided it into three parts. Look at the first part. As for employee engagement, if leadership team has ability in social and pragmatic sprint, it will greatly influence employees' engagement. If the leadership team can understand the intention of employees sincerely and spend time on what their real needs and inspirations are, employees will feel that leaders cherished their contribution, and leaders need to communicate with employees regularly, and they can find out the way to improve the working experience. And it can be achieved by informal conversation or leisure activities. And look at the second part. As for percent remote, remote work is an attempt to reduce the work while improving the quality of work. Employees do not need to worry about their working time. Leaders should give employees enough trust, and the increasing use of digital technologies such as smartphones, laptops, in homes and other working places can raise the percentage of remote work. Okay, let's look at the third part. Uh, as for employees, certification, flexible schedules are important, which can be a win-win for both the company and its employees. And it also allows employees to balance work and family life. Leaders should let employees choose work styles they like at anywhere and at any time. And finally, as percent remote, employee certification and employee engagement increases, job performance will also increase. Okay, that's our presentation. Thanks for your listening.